Hey there, Tom here from the Run Testers. I'm back down on the Brighton Seafront today for the Brighton Phoenix 10k. Done it a couple of times before. I don't think I've ever got a good time at this race, and I'm struggling to get under 40 minutes for a 10k at the moment, so I'm hoping to do that tonight. But it is a little bit windy. It doesn't feel too bad, but it might be a bit worse when I get out there. I'm going to be testing the Puma Fast-R 3s today. I've not used them for anything over a 5k so far, so hoping for big things from them. Right, I'm going to go and head to the start line. Speak to you in a bit. That's done now, the Phoenix 10k. Really like that race. It's really nice. It's pretty simple. It's just down the seafront and back. I'll do a full overview of the race when I get home because I'm a bit tired now. Only managed to 41 minutes. I really struggled today. Legs were pretty tired, presumably because of a bit of fatigue from Sunday. Probably shouldn't race 2 10ks within 4 days, but really enjoyed it, and I'm going to go home now and I will do the rest of the video. Right, speak to you in a bit. Okay, so I'm back now from the Brighton Phoenix 10k and had a very enjoyable time. I've done it a couple of times before. It's a race organised by Brighton Phoenix, which is a running club in Brighton. If you know a lot about running and racing around the south of England, you've probably seen Brighton Phoenix. It's a very impressive club that I used to be a member of, and they have a lot of fast runners. And the event is very much an event that gets a lot of fast runners from the local area. So there's lots of club runners from all around the south and London, and it's quite competitive. There's a lot of people getting very, very fast times at this race. It takes place on Wednesday in July, so it's quite a nice summer event to do if the weather's good. It can be a bit of a mixed bag. I've done it before where it's been really, really windy and very, very hard, which is the case when you're running on coastal running races. If you get bad wind, you generally have half of the race that's really, really hard and then half the race that's a bit easier, unless it's crosswind. It's a pretty flat race, so almost completely flat, and it's basically just a big long line down the seafront. It's not the easiest race though. I've done it a few times and I always find it a really, really difficult race, even though on paper it looks relatively easy for getting a fast time. Mentally it's quite a hard one because you start at Hove Lawns and you run down the seafront, and when you get to about 3 kilometres you basically hit this industrial area of Brighton, which is just one long road for a couple of k, which there's not a lot to look at there. It's basically time to just dig in and just try and maintain your pace until you can get back to the busier area with more spectators towards the finish line. But it's a really well organised event, and if you get good weather, it's a very, very fast event if you can deal with the mental anguish of the industrial section halfway. It's organised by Brighton Phoenix, as I said, and it's really well organised. There's a great vibe to it. You can tell that it's organised by runners because they love running, and it's an event put on for the community and the local running clubs, and it's very popular as a result of that. There's lots going on at the start area, including a DJ, so there's really good vibe. The marshals are very, very well planned out. It's a very well organised race all in all, and yeah, it's a great race to do if you're looking for a fast summer race, and also a good opportunity to go to the pub afterwards with other runners. My race wasn't perfect. I did do the Saucony London 10k on Sunday, which I didn't get a particularly good time in. I was just under 41 minutes. This race I was hoping to get under 40 minutes, but I ended up with 41:12, I think, which is a bit slower than my race on Sunday, but that was 4 days ago, so my legs are probably a little bit tired from that. Hopefully I'm going to get back to sub 40 soon, but this definitely isn't the race for it. I really struggle on this race because of that section that I find quite hard to sort of knuckle down and get into the flow. I find it quite difficult mentally in that section, but all in all I was pretty happy with the event. I treated it as more of a training run because I haven't been doing a lot of speed training recently, so I'm trying to get more races in as well, just trying to get me back into the flow of running faster.
But really enjoyed the race. Well worth doing. It's quite cheap as well. You don't get a medal, which I don't think anybody really cares about in those sorts of races, but it's quite cheap to do. So it's worth doing if you're down in the south and you're looking for a race to do in the summer. Right, so the shoes that I used, I've not talked about in a video before. This is the Puma Fast-R 3. Now, I've used these for a couple of training runs, a couple of park runs, but this is the first time I've properly raced in them on a 10k distance. I've really enjoyed testing these and trying them out, especially for park run. For park run, they just felt really, really fast. I don't seem to have lost a lot of my speed at the moment. I'm not as fit as I was when I was banging out 37-minute 10Ks. So I've still got the speed, and when I'm running the park run, when I've run 2 park runs in this, I've found it to be just such a fast, nippy shoe. It feels so light on the feet, but also feels, I wouldn't say overly aggressive, but it really tips you forward and just pops you off as you're running. And it's really, really, you just feel very fast in this shoe. It's definitely a shoe that feels very efficient. I think in some ways, to me, it reminds me of something like the Nike Vaporfly, the original, where I'll be running at 3-minute 20 pace or something, and it will feel like I'm not running at that pace, because it's definitely just giving me a little bit of support and speed and energy return from it that just makes running at a fast pace just feel a little bit easier. Definitely for those shorter distance paces that I'm doing. I think for me, I haven't done anything over 10k in this shoe yet. I think I could probably go to half marathon in this. I don't think I would go to marathon in this shoe. I think it's just, I need a little bit more shoe, a little bit more cushioning underfoot for longer distance events. But I definitely, it's probably one of the best shorter distance shoes for me that I've tested. I definitely think this is up there with the best shoes out there that I've tried for 5k, 10k events, things like the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0. I think it's very similar to that in a lot of ways. Probably a little bit more cushioning than you get in that shoe, so I think it's probably a bit better for longer distances. I know Kieran and Nick really, really like the shoe and have done fast times using this shoe at different distances, and I can see why. It's a really, really impressive shoe, and it's one of the top tier ones out at the moment. Very impressed by how it feels. Over that course of that 10k, I went out pretty fast, so I was running, I think, about 3-minute 15 kilometers for the first kilometre, and then sort of slowed down after that. But the first 3 kilometres I was really running at essentially my 5k pace, and it felt great for that until my fitness dwindled a little bit further down. But throughout the course of that 10k, it felt great. It just felt like my legs are ticking over really, really nicely. It's got a nice little bit of energy return, a nice bit of bounce, but also feels quite nippy, quite a quick turnover shoe, which you don't always get with faster race shoes, because you can get a lot of cushioning in them, which does actually impact the sort of responsiveness you get and how quickly that turnover is. But these do feel very, very quick for turnover, and really just a fantastic fast carbon plate race shoe that, despite the fact that I was a bit worried when I first started testing, because it seems like there's so much cut out on it, presumably to save some weight, that it looks like it would be quite unstable. I didn't find it felt that unstable. I think it's really well designed, this base area of the shoe, and even though it looks a bit scary and possibly quite unstable, it doesn't feel like that on the run. If you do walk around in it, I think it does feel a bit unstable. But for me, once I got into that fluid motion, most of the time I'm landing in the right area of this shoe, but I'm sort of hitting that mid area, and it's just going straight onto this big wide base at the front, and it does actually feel pretty good. I didn't feel that wobbly on it over the course of that 10k. Although if you landed on something like a curb with that section, I think you might have problems. So maybe stick to just very secure flat roads when running in this, because it's probably not the best for slightly uneven terrain. I definitely would worry on that, but I think it's a fantastic shoe. Really enjoyed it for that race. Definitely one of my top tier complex shoes. It's been out for quite a long time that I've tested, up there with the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0 for me, and very reminiscent of shoes like the Nike Vaporfly 1 and 2. I wouldn't say it's very close to the 3. It's not as soft as that, but the 4's considerably more minimal than this in the way that it rides. So great shoe, love it. Definitely going to be talking about the shoe a lot more over the next year, and well worth picking up if you're looking for a really fast shoe over different distances. For somebody like me, I'd say it goes up to maybe half marathon, but for people like Nick and Kieran, marathon shoe as well. So yeah, really good, really enjoyed that. That's it from me on the Brighton Phoenix 10K. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the little bell. And if you're going to catch me play, find it to our podcast, which comes out a couple of times each month. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you next time.